Hi, today's video is titled Conquest Through Compassion. This is a very apt subject to be taken up today because every individual today faces in his or her life the ego dominated control which gives rise to anger, which, when not suppressed, can damage yourself, and hence, how to show compassion even in the face of evil is a very important topic. It is not an easy process, but it is a mandatory process today that we have a high level of tolerance and compassion towards anyone who perpetrates evil or a damaging input to us. I would like to give you 3 examples from mythology, from spirituality, and in our own life to demonstrate how compassion can conquer the most difficult of situations. The first, I would like to take an event from Homer's Iliad, the Greek mythology. The Trojan War has been raging for 10 years, and there has been bloodshed on both the sides. One side which was led by Achilles, the other one was led by Hector. Achilles' father is killed in the battle by Hector, and Achilles revenges his father's death by murdering Hector, and not only that, he desecrates the body by dragging it along the battlefield. Having come to know about this, Priam, the father of Hector, the aged king, goes to the battlefield and begs Achilles to release the body of his son so that he might get a proper burial and his soul might rest in peace. The hard-hearted Achilles looks down upon Priam and his heart melts. He could see his own father in the image of Priam. This demonstrates that there is a divine spark in every one of us. Even the most hardcore person can be melted by bringing forth this divine spark to take a more positive action, more meaningful action in his or her life. The opening to this particular mythology, especially of the Trojan War, and the hatred that reigned supreme during that particular period, is demonstrated by Homer in a short poem, wherein he says that Zeus, in his abode, in the very portal, has 2 urns, one filled with evil, the other one filled with blessings. Zeus sends down a thunderbolt, mixing one of the contents of these urns. Those who receive the thunderbolt with evil content become egoistic, hateful, and wander the earth. And neither the gods nor humans respect them. This is the abstract of the poetry which is there in the beginning of this particular episode. But what the story demonstrates is that even the most hard-hearted man can melt when compassion is showered upon them. Because the dispenser of compassion understands much more deeply the state from which the other person acts. The second incident is from the life of Buddha. This story is about Buddha Angulimala. Angulimala, who was a brilliant student in the University of Taxila, was envied by most of the students who were with him. And they so much envied him that they poisoned the mind of the teacher, who then refused to teach Angulimala unless he had made him an offering of 1,000 thumbs of human beings. Though this is a cruel demand, it incited Angulimala, because of his ambition to achieve great learning, to go out into the forest and spend many years murdering people and collecting their thumbs and wearing it as a mala, as a garland around his neck. He had collected 999 thumbs and he just required one more thumb to pay the fee which the teacher demanded. At that time, Buddha was camping near the forest in a village. After having preached, wanted to go for a relaxing walk into the forest. But the villagers and the disciples told him, please don't go, there's a horrible man, a great murderer, bandit who is there in that forest. Buddha says, okay, I will go, there's no problem. And in all his composure, Buddha walks into the forest. As he had walked a certain distance, he hears a piercing cry. There is Angulimala giving him chase. And Buddha walks at his own pace. Angulimala runs faster and faster, yet he cannot catch up with Buddha. Finally, in desperation and exhausted, he shouts at Buddha saying that, stop. And Buddha turns around and tells him, I have stopped a long time back from committing crime, from doing evil. It is you who has not stopped. These words of compassion so shook up Angulimala that he fell down at the feet of Buddha and asked him to accept him as a disciple. All his ambition in life was forgotten at that moment. This is a great example of how compassion can be used to conquer the most evil-hearted and the egocentric person. The other story that I want to tell you was about two schoolboys. They were good friends. But one day he found that one of the boys, he was carrying all his books from his locker. And as he was walking, he stumbled and fell, spilling the books. And this other boy went to his help, picked up all the books, shared the load with him, and his home, being very close by, took him, spent some time with him, had a cup of tea, watched some television, played a video game, and went with him to his house to give all the books and come back. This friendship developed over a period of time. And they became good friends in high school. Then, when they were in college, also they were good friends. And one day, they were both sitting in a park and he was sharing his life story. This boy who had emptied his locker told the other boy, look, that day you saved my life. I cleared my locker because I wanted to go home and commit suicide. I was so depressed because of my condition at home. But for you coming and taking me to your house and sharing with me all that you had opened up a door for me. And I said, no, life is worth living. And I followed your example. So this is what compassion can do. There are many stories and many incidences in our life wherein you find that conquest through compassion is a possibility. With this thought, I would like to say, have a great life. Thank you very much for watching.